This week on Wake Up Whitewater, we'll take a look at the annual Career and Involvement Fair.
We'll look at the behind the scenes of a UWW TV program and a studio interview with Professor Kathy Taylor.
All this and more on Wake Up Whitewater.
Broadcasting from Conover Studio at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, this is Wake Up Whitewater.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Whitewater. I'm Kayla C. alongside Alex Lindblom and Justice Brazelton, and it sure is chilly again this week. Had a fake out spring, now it's cold. What do you guys think?
It's really unfortunate. I was ready to put the coat away, but
it's winter jacket again.
Yeah, it's really cold.
Yeah, those Wisconsin fall springs they always get to me. You know, it's like you get those like couple days of like 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and then it just goes right back down. And it's like, it's just so unfortunate every time.
It's nice to have snow and cold in the winter, I think. Like, some states never get that, and it really sets the mood for the holidays. But then once you get into January and February, it's like, okay, I am done with it being cold. I cannot wait for spring.
And then it's like, when does spring start, you know?
And speaking of that, we're in the last week of February now.
Yeah,
the year is already
crazy,
ticking down.
There's no way. I mean, it's already like a third done, right?
Yeah.
This semester, and it feels like we just started. And honestly, it's good. This is how that spring semester is, though. I remember last spring semester last year was like the same thing. It went by so much quicker than the fall semester, which is kind of nice because then you get summer break a little quicker. But
yeah. So there's this big viral story of this monkey named Punch the Monkey. Have you guys heard about it?
I have, yeah. Not a ton, but I remember seeing all the pictures in the beginning, and I was wondering, what is this even about? I thought it was maybe fake or just like a
AI
photo
or something. Yeah.
And then the story is just so interesting,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, there's this monkey, and he got rejected from his mom when he was a baby, and he's so little, and none of the other monkeys really wanted to take to him and take him in. So they gave him this stuffed animal, and he carries her around, and he bonded with her. And when the other monkeys are being mean to him and, getting physical and they don't want him, he runs to his little stuffed animal.
Oh, that's so cute. Do you know where this is at, or?
I think it's in Japan.
Japan, okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and I've heard that, breaking news, Punch the Monkey has made some friends, finally.
I did see that,
he has other monkeys grooming him and taking care of him now, looking out for him.
It's like he's our own. Watching him grow up, make some friends.
Exactly, yeah. In other news, though, we got to talk about that Ring camera, the Super Bowl ad.
Yes.
So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know much about it. It took me a while to actually comprehend what was happening. I don't own a Ring camera or anything, but apparently it's able to look through your camera, or do you know much more?
Yeah, it can face recognition, specifically with dogs in the commercial, and kind of track through all of the Ring cameras in the network your missing dog, which sounds super sweet, but it's been very controversial and has brought a lot of fear on AI, obviously a big topic right now, but how it could possibly be used in negative ways to track people.
Yeah, I remember seeing the ad, at the time, I thought this is a very good thing. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is lost dogs, super big thing, but never really looked that deep into it, but I can see why people are stressed out about it.
And we do not know the future of the Ring camera or AI, but what we do know is that we'll be right back with more on Wake Up Whitewater after this short break.
Love to show you what it's like to be a war hawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a war hawk.
At UW Whitewater.
You belong here!
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV.
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
I'm Peyton Walls, and this is your UWW-TV News Update. Recent updates to Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, establish clear requirements for the accessibility of web content and mobile apps. Starting April 1st, 2026, UWW must meet these standards under Universities of Wisconsin policy. Digital accessibility includes but is not limited to emails, digital signage, blogs, interactive forums, and social media. All campus units are expected to review their current practices and incorporate accessibility standards into both new and updated content. Tickets are now available for the 44th Annual International Dinner hosted by the International Student Association. Taking place in the UC's Hamilton Room, enjoy a variety of international dishes and performances. University Housing is currently giving away free tickets in Goodhue Hall to students who reside in the residence halls. The first 60 residents will receive a free ticket. The International Dinner is scheduled for Friday, March 6th. And we'll be right back with more news on UWW-TV right after this. As the spring semester continues, students and faculty alike are preparing for this semester's commencement ceremony. If you or someone you know is graduating this year, consider applying to be a commencement speaker and leave your legacy at UW-Whitewater. Applications are due by 3 in the afternoon on Wednesday, March 11th. To learn more about how to apply, visit uww.edu/commencement. And finally, UW-Whitewater offers tutoring services throughout the year and is complimentary to students at UWW. Tutorial services are held at the Mary Pope Christman Success Center, and their hours include Monday through Thursday, 8 in the morning until 9 in the evening, and Friday from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. For more information on how you can find the right tutor for you, visit uww.edu/tutorial. For more news and other updates, tune in to uwwtv.org. I'm Peyton Walls, and this has been your news update on UWW TV.
As the second semester begins, the Career and Involvement Fair offers students searching for post-graduation jobs or summer internships the opportunity to start building connections and explore the wide range of possibilities available to them.
Hello, my name is Peyton Wells from UWW TV News, and today I'm here at UW Whitewater in the Fieldhouse for our annual Career and Involvement Fair.
This event, organized by UWW Career Services, takes place once each semester and brings over 100 organizations to campus.
My office runs the career fair, so we're in charge of getting the employers to come out, advertising to the students, making sure that their resumes are looking good, that they can come by the Success Closet and get some professional wear. So it's a really great event, takes a lot of time and energy. We have a really great staff that puts it all together.
With such a diverse range of majors, organizers make it a priority to include employers from as many fields as possible.
We want to have diverse opportunities for students. So we're really trying to look at who's coming, what type of industries are we missing, or who can we reach out to. We don't cap it. We love to have as many come as possible. So we really just kind of work with the different employers to get everyone here.
Career Services staff say it's never too early for students to get their foot in the door. Even underclassmen are encouraged to attend, ask questions, and begin building professional relationships that could benefit them down the road. For many students, this event opens their eyes to opportunities they may have never considered and companies they might not have known existed.
Well, actually, my company came in town. They said, hey, I heard you guys have a career fair going down in Whitewater. Can we come join you guys, come recruit some people? I said, of course. Come on now.
Networking and making connections is especially important for second semester seniors preparing to enter the workforce. Knowing what qualities to highlight can give students a better understanding of the current job market.
Having a booth here lets us connect with qualified students and help them understand what the opportunities are available to them post-graduation. So we're looking for someone who's comfortable talking to people, has strong communication skills, someone who's organized, driven, and wants to succeed and have a job after graduation.
Many alumni return to campus representing their companies, eager to give Warhawks the same opportunity someone once gave them.
Yes, we have a Whitewater graduate here with us who's now one of our associate regional managers, is having a lot of success here and is actually running his own team of candidates.
The alumni who are representing their current careers enjoy coming back to a place they once, or maybe still, call home.
We've had plenty of officers who went to school here and were students here, myself included, that became patrol officers. So that's why we're here, just looking to hire a patrol officer for our next position.
Students aren't the only ones who are actively benefiting from this event. Employers see this as an excellent opportunity for them as well.
Yeah, so it does benefit us a lot with trying to get more candidate pool, being able to put Lavelle out there for any type of university or kind of in the world of like the workplace.
The next Career and Involvement Fair will be held at the Fieldhouse sometime around the 4th or 5th week of the fall 2026 semester. Organizers encourage students to attend because the right opportunity could be waiting just around the corner. For UWW TV News, this has been Peyton Walls.
Thank you, Peyton. Personally, I did not attend the career fair, but did you guys get involved with that at all?
Yeah, I ended up going to the career fair. I am a second semester senior, so this is the time. There were a lot of opportunities for internships too, for maybe underclassmen. But yeah, it was a really great time. There was so many businesses there, yes. As you saw.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of booths were there and whatnot. I also didn't attend. I was looking for an internship though. The place that I was looking at wasn't there though. So, but I'd be interested to go next year, next semester and whatnot to feel it out because I'll be a senior next year. So,
Are there anything that you guys are doing as underclassmen to prep for the career landscape now?
Definitely should be doing a lot more. I actually wasn't really aware of the career fair. Maybe I need to look into more my like notifications more on like my mail and stuff. But I was at the Williams Center and I was kind of just walking around and I noticed like a bunch of people dressed up and I was like, what is this for? And then I was like, it's the career fair.
Right.
I probably should have been ready for that. But no, I'm definitely going to catch it next semester. I think internships are definitely a big one, and that's something I definitely need to look into.
Yeah, it definitely sneaks up on you getting ready and prepared. But we'll be back with more on Wake Up Whitewater right after this.
So We Go Here
on 91.7 The Edge, your station for sports, news, and of course, music. With our extensive music library of alternative, rock, and hip-hop. All for you, all right here on 91.7 The Edge.
The UW Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
I am Sofia Nicolai. Alcohol and drug use is a legitimate reality in our high schools, universities, and our communities. It seems natural and common sense to know the difference between consumption in moderation versus excessive. A difference between social fun and social foolishness.
The goal is to be smart about use, increase your awareness about your own use and how that impacts you. And really, how do we seek more of a harm reduction level of use, right? Yep, so definitely at a college campus, I'm not coming on saying don't use, even though I think maybe for some students it might not be a very helpful thing. It's for them to decide. They're adults, they're exploring their autonomy. So what does use look like for you that works, and when does it not work? And how do we sort of mediate that use? Too much would be where the use is causing a problem for the student, right? And that problem can show up in a variety of ways. It can be having to use more. Those amounts of use are increasing. Consequences during use, right? Behavior that's out of character, injury to self or others, poor decision making, and then certainly some effects afterwards, right? Such as not going to class, not meeting responsibilities, having tremendous physical effects, as well as mental health effects. So that is kind of what is going to show up when use is too much.
If you know someone who has a substance abuse issue, there is plenty you can do to assist, even save their life.
It's important to ask someone how they're doing, sort of like create the space to kind of have a genuine conversation, share with them what you're seeing, maybe your worries about them, and, ask them if they'd like some support and maybe, finding out if there's more going on here, right? Would they be interested in talking to someone at UHCS? Would they be interested in talking to someone in their life about it, maybe, to kind of figure out where to go from here.
There are a number of recovery resources and intervention options, including rehab programs, consulting their doctor, or reaching out to a trusted family member. Let's make a healthier world. I am Sofia Nicolai.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Welcome to Roomies!
My name is Molly DiNucci. I'm a junior here, and my show is called Garbage Time. My show is a sports show, so we started last semester. They go on to talk about really anything going on in sports, whether it's football or in the MLB, which is coming up very soon, which is very exciting for my crew. They're very excited about baseball. We also talk about college sports, so we're talking about college baseball, college football, talking about college basketball a little. And then I just got a new host starting, and he's going to start bringing in F1 a little bit.
There was something else absurd that happened.
Yes, so we have some scandal going on in Italy, and you curling fans out there probably have some idea what we're talking about. So
all two of them?
Yeah.
All two curling fans?
Yeah. Jeez.
I chose to produce this show for a class, but also because I love talking about sports. I love learning about how to produce a show about sports. And I did the show a little bit last semester. Last semester I decided to do a show with another producer. We kind of worked on the show together, and I learned from him, and now I'm taking it over myself. Prior to the show, I really didn't have any directing practices. I had been around the studio, obviously. I'd been in video once. We learned a little bit about studio work, but directing my own show, I didn't have much experience, so I'm learning a lot just by producing it. I enjoy working with our crew the most because it is fun to work with them. It's fun to bounce ideas off of them. It's fun to hear what they might have found in sports, so I love working with them. We do actually use the same crumpled up piece of paper, and then every episode we add more crumpled up pieces of paper. So like every time they get a script, they crumple it up and then add it to our set.
Garbage Time is produced and directed by Molly DiNucci. This show gives us the opportunity to sit down and really sort through the week's sports garbage. Our hosts, Michael Hernan, Eli Stickles, Josh Chiori, and Luke Lamort meet weekly to discuss major sporting events. Today in the studio, we have Molly. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so what really inspired you to produce a sports theme show?
Well, growing up, I was always loving sports. My dad coached baseball, so I was in the dugout with him. I got to really understand what baseball was and see it from kind of a behind-the-scenes standpoint, and I loved that. So I love talking about sports. Growing up from Wisconsin, we were big Packer fans, big Brewer fans, obviously, but I'm from up north Wisconsin, so we never really got to go to a lot of games because it's about a 4 to 5 hour drive, so a very long drive. So we'd always watch games. We'd watch live Packer broadcasts, live Brewer broadcasts, and so that love of kind of wanting to understand where a production like this comes from started. And so last semester I started the show Garbage Time, and it was me producing and then another producer, Ramsey Richards. He graduated, so he's gone, unfortunately. We'll miss him, but it'll be fun to do it on my own. And
yeah. Was there something that specifically went into you coming up with Garbage Time, or like the title and whatnot?
Yeah, so Garbage Time came to be because last semester for auditions, we had a number of sports auditions and we wanted to find everyone a spot. So we decided to come up with this show to give newer kind of broadcasters and newer sports anchors the new opportunity to get on air, to be able to talk with a prompter and just be more comfortable behind the cameras.
No, that is awesome. That's awesome. What are there specific sports that you focus on, that you guys talk about? Basketball, baseball?
Yeah, so now with the spring semester, obviously we're going to talk more about baseball. We're starting, Warhawk baseball just started, so we've been talking about that and other college baseball. In the fall, we focus mostly on the NFL with that going on, and then college football as well, so yeah.
And then for audience purposes, why do you think people should watch your show?
I think they should watch because it really gives them the opportunity to understand sports and see a college put on a sports show.
Awesome. Well, that is unfortunately all we have for you guys today. Here's a weekend weather update.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
Welcome to the Whitewater Forensics team, where we ignite voices and foster connections. With 3 to 4 hours of practice weekly, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. From energizing warm-ups to passionate storytelling, we build confidence and creativity. Join our close-knit team, conquer public speaking fears, and advocate for your story. With over 100 awards annually, become part of a community where every voice matters.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
This is Inside the Arts on UWW-TV. I'm Grace Caputo. The end of February brings a multitude of events to the Center of the Arts. The Department of Theater and Dance presents The Prom, with book and lyrics by Chad Beglin, book by Bob Martin, and music by Matthew Skylar. Get ready for glitter, drama, and a whole lot of heart. The Prom is a vibrant feel-good musical that brings together an impactful story of queer love, Broadway glitz, and small-town grit in a story bursting with humor, heart, and humanity. Full of show-stopping songs and powerful moments, this production celebrates redemption, transformation, and the joy of being seen. Whether you're here for the laughs, the love, or the glitter, there's a place for you at The Prom. Directed by Robin Aceta and musical direction by Robert Garenbeck, this production will run in the Barnett Theater from Friday, February 20th through Saturday, February 28th. Get your tickets early to take advantage of the half-price performance on Saturday, February 21st. The Department of Art and Design is hosting Faye Jun, a world-renowned digital and installation artist, as the 2026 Annette and Dale Shu Visiting Artist. Faye Jun is on the cutting edge of utilizing artificial intelligence in the creation of original artwork. The Annette and Dale Shu Visiting Artist Endowment supports an annual visit of a visual artist of a significant stature to UW-Whitewater. It offers a transformative visual arts experience to the students in the Department of Art and Design and across campus. Hybrid Intelligence, an exhibition featuring Faye Jun's work, as well as work made by UWW students enrolled in the Shu Visiting Artist Workshop, will be open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. from February 23rd through March 19th in the Crossman Gallery. The workshop and exhibition focuses on how emerging AI technologies reshape our artistic practices, ethical thinking, and ecological consciousness. A public event will also be held on Thursday, March 5th in the Green Hill Center of the Arts atrium. There will be an artist talk from 6 to 7 p.m., an exhibition reception with light hors d'oeuvres from 7 to 8:30 p.m. The Crossman Gallery is always free and all are welcome. Other ticketed events in the Center of the Arts include Beltline Bones Guest Artist Recital on Friday, February 20th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, two cellos, Kristen Yoon and Benjamin Whitcomb, on Saturday, February 21st at 3 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Flute Fantasy on Sunday, February 22nd at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Jazz Ensemble 1 Winter Concert on Tuesday, February 24th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. You can also enjoy free student recitals including Noah Brockway Trumpets on Saturday, February 21st at 1 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Meadow Santiago Violin and Angelica Olaturo Viola on Saturday, February 21st at 7:30 p.m. at the Light Recital Hall. Tickets for music and theater events can be purchased in advance and are available in person via phone at 262-472-2222 or online at tickets.uww.edu. The box office is located in the Green Hill Center of the Arts, and hours are Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is a $2 surcharge for tickets purchased at the event. Department of Music events are free for UW-Whitewater students. Students also receive a discounted price for theater tickets. Log into the Ticket Services website with your UWW credentials for your free or discounted tickets. I'm Grace Caputo, and this has been Inside the Arts on UWW-TV.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock?
You belong here.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Welcome to This Week in Wisconsin History. This week, we'll be covering the catastrophic 1904 fire that gutted Wisconsin's third state capital. On February 27, 1904, around 2:30 a.m., a night watchman discovered a small fire burning in a second-floor cloakroom of the West Wing. It appeared that the flame from a gas jet used for late-night lighting had ignited the freshly varnished ceiling of the closet. After numerous unsuccessful attempts to extinguish the blaze, the watchman sounded the alarm. The Capitol's highly advanced sprinkler system, combined with the swift arrival of Madison's firefighting force, should have been more than enough to contain the flames. However, the water reservoir intended for that exact purpose had just been recently drained, resulting in a critical lack of water pressure and time needed to prevent the fire from rapidly spreading out of control. Milwaukee and Janesville's fire departments were dispatched for help, but discovered both of their water supplies had frozen on the way to the scene in the 16-degree weather. Around 4 a.m., Governor Robert La Follette was awoken and alerted to the nearby inferno beginning to envelop the Capitol. La Follette immediately rushed to the scene and ran straight into the building, leading the effort of local volunteers saving furniture, documents, paintings, and books from the encroaching flames. UW students were specifically credited with saving the Capitol's extensive law library, achieved by tossing books out of windows and organizing them in the snowbanks. After running in and out of the burning building for 3 hours, wading through ankle-deep water and slush, a drenched La Follette was eventually dragged from the scene by a local doctor in order to go home. But, true to his name, Fighting Bob was back within the hour, wearing dry clothes and taking charge of the rescue effort once again. Firefighters continued to battle the inferno for over 18 hours. By the time the flames were extinguished, only the north wing and parts of the south wing and rotunda remained intact. The total damage was estimated at nearly $1 million, including losses of all records from the Spanish-American and Civil Wars, as well as the stuffed remains of Wisconsin's famous Civil War eagle, Old Abe. Fortunately, no lives were lost, and many other important relics and documents were saved by brave volunteers and Governor La Follette himself. Reconstruction of the Capitol began in 1906 and was completed in 1917. That same Capitol building remains standing today, more than 100 years later. And that's what happened this week in Wisconsin history.
Welcome to Wake Up Whitewater. I'm your host, Samantha Rogers, and today I'm sitting here with Communications Professor Kathy Taylor.
Hi, Samantha. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I would like to start by having you introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's good to see you again. It's been a few years. You were a student. I have been privileged to be a part of the comm department since 12 years ago. I was 50 when I graduated with my master's in corporate communication, and I was a GIA during my grad school years, and I asked if I could have my own classes. I've been here for 12 years as an instructor and in the comm department, and I love it.
For those who don't know what cross-cultural communications is, could you define it in your own words?
Absolutely. What we know, we are diverse here in America. Our homes are diverse, our schools are diverse, our lives are diverse. And oftentimes, especially like white, Midwestern, even like farm kids, you know, they're like, what culture do I have? But I would argue everyone has a culture. I don't understand why we wouldn't try to understand each other deeper. And the complaint is usually when we talk about any negative history, because each culture has kind of a historical background, the argument is when we talk about a negative history, it makes the people now feel bad or guilty for that history. But my students are smart enough to know that's not, because I say to them, why do we study these things? Why do we study Native Americans and how, you know, what they went through? Why do we study African Americans and what they went through? Why do we study, you know, this? why do we study history in general? And always I have a student raise their hand and say, so we don't repeat it.
Why do you think that's so important for young adults nowadays, especially in this generation?
Because a lot of us have grown up in bubbles. You know, we have a little bubble that's been our life, and we get exposed to something different. And if it's something that's been like maybe demonized in the past, or felt scary, it's crazy how you know, oftentimes you come to college and you start to interact with people that you didn't think you'd ever get a chance to get to know. And all of a sudden you go, wow, I had this stereotype about them, and that's not how that went. Or I had this stereotype and I see that there. You know, many of our stereotypes we see and they get confirmed, but we have biases that keep us from really understanding each other.
As a Black American who grew up in a predominantly Black space, when I came to college, the culture here was totally different from what I was used to, especially me being around people who looked like me. So for students who are just now entering this type of environment, what advice would you give them about cross-cultural communication?
Confidently being who you are and being proud of who you are is so important. And if you're somebody that is more part of the majority, I think it's vital that you open up your mind and understand that life isn't just the way you see it. I'm learning, and I fall short sometimes in complete understanding, but I'm always open, and I'm always believing that there's a lot of benefit to putting time and energy into this.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, for people who might not be open to understanding other people's cultures, how would you suggest they get the ball rolling?
Well, in my course, I asked them to do an assignment that I'm really proud of. It's a cultural immersion. And I ask them to be the other. And sometimes that's challenging for students who are like, say, are white and like, you know, grew up in the Midwest, and it's like, well, where do I go be the other? There's plenty of opportunity here. And I really have never had a student go, oh, I wish I didn't take this class, or it wasn't important.
When I think of cross-cultural communications, I think of just language, but as you said, it could be political sides, it could be age difference and things of that nature.
Yes, economic standard, generations, like how do a millennial interact with a Gen Z? And you know, sometimes there's this rival, oh, you know, there's things said about your generation that are so unfair. My observance here on campus is that our students embrace diversity, embrace each other in spite of differences. I don't see that being much of a challenge here. And unfortunately, I see that more in my age demographic than yours.
You know what, I hear that a lot, that the older generation is way more stubborn than our generation, and our generation is more open when it comes to things like diversity and things like that. If students could take away just one thing from your class, what would you want that to be?
That none of us are the same, and being able to understand someone else and see them and see their perspective takes away some of the judgment and the hatred and the division. So then that judgment isn't growing into hatred and division. It's like, how do we get a better world? We get a better world by accepting each other the way we are and our differences, not arguing over whose differences are right or wrong. And I think that to seek understanding instead of seeking to be heard is more important. So when I listen to somebody of a different culture, am I listening to understand them, or am I listening to respond how they're wrong and I'm right?
I agree. Thank you so much for this conversation and bringing awareness to cross-cultural communication.
Thank you. Thank you, Samantha.
We are in a bubble, truly, especially in these types of spaces where we've only been around our own cultures. And I think it's important for other people to be able to indulge in other people's cultures and learn about them.
Thank you, Samantha, so much for having me.
to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
We can see it. His relentless determination. A fiery tenacity that can't be taught. We see that what he's passionate about today will steer him toward what he studies tomorrow and ultimately fuel his future career. And all he needs now is to find the right college. Welcome to the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk.
At UW Whitewater.
You belong here!
The Royal Purple, the best place for all the latest news around the community and campus of UW Whitewater. Here you'll find all different types of weekly news stories, including sports, arts and rec, biz and tech, and even fun and interesting things like trendsetter columns and the tweet of the week. The Royal Purple has a full staff to handle all of your advertising and article needs. Ad managers and sales representatives can help you get your ad in seasonal print issues online at royalpurplenews.com and out on our social media platforms. Editors and journalists would love to write features about your organization and follow-ups about your important events. For more information on student employment opportunities, advertisement services, or anything news, contact the Royal Purple over at R.P@uww.edu or give us a call at 262-472-5100. Stop by our office and say hi on campus in McCutcheon Hall, room 113. For all of your local campus community news, check out the Royal Purple here at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Here at UW Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on!
Stepped it anyways. Oh, she got that off, and they're gonna count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
I'm Chase Keller, and this is your UWW-TV Sports Update. The UW Whitewater basketball teams closed their regular seasons this past week. The men's basketball team went 2-0 to secure their first regular season WIAC championship since 2015 and their first outright championship since 2012. They took down number 19 ranked UW Stevens Point 80-70 on Wednesday and UW River Falls 69-62 on Saturday. They finished the regular season with a 19-6 record, finishing 10-4 in the conference. The number 14 ranked women's basketball team lost their two contests this week, falling to Stevens Point 66-63 and River Falls 65-57. They finished the regular season with an 18-7 record, finishing in a three-way tie for third in the conference at 8-6. Both teams now enter the WIAC tournament. The men's tournament runs through Whitewater as they have the 1 seed. They will play the lowest remaining seed on Thursday at 7 in the evening. If they win that game, they will host the conference championship on Saturday with the time to be announced. As for the women's team, they received the 3 seed and will host Stevens Point this Monday at 7 in the evening. The second round of the tournament will be at 7 in the evening on Wednesday, and the championship will be at the same time on Friday. UWW-TV will broadcast the women's first round matchup on Monday and the men's second round matchup on Thursday. The Warhawk men's and women's swimming and diving teams closed their seasons at the WIAC Championship this past week. The men's team finished 4th, while the women's team finished 5th. And we'll have more sports on UWW-TV right after this.
Welcome to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
The number 1 ranked UW-Whitewater baseball team went 1-3 in their season-opening 4-game series against Trinity University. They kicked off the series with a 6-2 win, but lost the next 3 games. Senior infielder Andy Thies led the offense with a .313 batting average, and junior pitcher Brady Malco had a top performance on the mound, throwing a 1.93 ERA in just his second career start. The team gets a couple weeks off before traveling to Pensacola, Florida to compete in the Blue Wahoos Challenge. They kick off the invite against Nebraska Wesleyan on March 10th at 10 in the morning. The number 3 ranked gymnastics team took a tight 192.625 to 192.450 loss to number 2 ranked UW La Crosse on Friday. Freshman Juliet Ryder had the event's best score in the vault and the floor exercise, while junior Paige Magel was the only athlete to compete in all 4 apparatuses. The Warhawks have one more regular season dual meet, taking on Hamline University this Saturday at 4 in the afternoon. Finally, the men's and women's track and field teams ended their indoor regular season by competing in the Eagle Invite on Friday. They now move on to the WIAC Indoor Championship this Friday and Saturday. For more sports news and other updates, tune in to uwwtv.org. I'm Chase Keller, and this has been your sports update on UWW-TV.
Welcome back to Wake Up Whitewater. The Olympics just wrapped up last weekend. You know, was there anything that caught your eye?
Yeah, I definitely like watching kind of the less unknown, you know, sports like skeleton, bobsled, like those really aren't, you know, very popular around here. So it's very interesting to watch and kind of see what the lay of the land is there. Bobsledding is always something that I don't know a lot about, but I actually watched a Netflix movie. Well, it's just a movie, but it's on Netflix, and it's actually about a Jamaican bobsled team. Has anybody seen it?
No. I have not.
No, you should go watch it. But it's really fun, and it kind of brings light to the sport and whatnot. But yeah, Alex, do you watch anything?
Bobsledding is one of those ones. I was watching it. I think they were playing it around campus actually last week, and I actually had to look it up because I was always very confused about the scoring. But I looked it up, and see, at first I would have thought that you could have given your own like if you could build the best bobsled, you would be the best team. But you have to have all the same qualifications. So I was wondering like how scoring works, but it's all about just like knowing when to break and knowing when not to break. I mean, a lot that goes on behind the scenes you don't really see just watching it, but I was always super confused about that, but I did learn a little something.
Learning about bobsledding for sure. Yeah, I saw a lot of stuff, people talking about figure skaters and, dance skating. There's this one girl, Alyssa Liu, and she's so talented, and she's gotten really viral with her performances. She's like a quirky Gen Z girl, and she she picked really fun songs, and I think she brought home 2 gold medals.
Yes.
So yeah, she was really cool.
That podium was cool, all the pictures and stuff. But
yeah, and there was this big controversy scandal with the Canadian curling team, and allegedly, potentially, cheating. And there's I mean, I have never seen, the Olympians fight like that on TV.
No, yeah, I mean, you could really see, I mean, they were really frustrated, and it makes sense because you're not really supposed to touch it more than once.
Yeah.
And kind of on a closer view, it looks like they did touch it twice. So I can see, especially something as big as the Olympics. I mean, these are countries from all over the world, probably one of the biggest sporting events every single year. And I can see where the frustration comes from. I really can.
I think that the Winter Olympics is a little bit like more niche than the summer ones.
Definitely, yeah.
Right? Like I don't usually watch Winter Olympics or have it on or see people talk about it as much, but I feel like it was very popular this year.
I do too, especially with the USA men's and women's hockey team. They both just won gold, which was really cool. I think the men's, it was like the first time in 60 some years that they brought home the gold, both playing against Canada. So that was really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, I know that Canada team is always super stacked. I mean, a lot of these guys play in the NHL, like just usually in season, and then they go to their separate, home countries, and a lot of them are in Canada. Like, a lot of the best players in the NHL are from Canada.
It is cold there. They have lots of snow and ice to practice with year-round, for sure. Unlike that Jamaican bobsled team.
Yes, unlike that. Yeah, I hope that both the hockey teams are very proud of themselves because that was a fun game. It was really early in the morning too, I know, for the men's team. So
Exactly, yeah.
Sadly, the Olympics have wrapped up, and so is our show today. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Wake Up Whitewater. We'll see you next week with more news, sports, and entertainment. Make sure you stay tuned to UWW TV.